Hello and welcome to a new video. Today we're gonna take a look at the Tapu Lele with the new move Nature's Madness here in the Open Ultra League. We have some friendly battles against some people from Twitter. Thanks so much for sending me some battles. But honestly, you see already from the time that this video is long, there are not going to be too many of them. You see already here that the opponent lagged in the beginning. There was so much lag on like both sides most likely, but at least from myself, I encountered so much incredible lag which completely ruined most of the games that I was actually excited to do some more battles with Tapu Lele, but honestly it was just not worth it. It was just not fun to play. Like for me, like this is one of the most furious things that really is there for me. Like I don't mind losing, like I don't mind even having, like recently I had like a 0-11 streak or like 0-20 streak I think even total with Shadow Machamp, and like I was totally okay with that. Like it didn't really bother me, but like what really bothers me is when lag really yeah, basically causes you to lose a lot of times, and this happened quite a bit here. And so for me, 6 spells I think it is in total. I think it's going to be enough to showcase this Pokemon anyway. We can talk a little bit about the moveset. We're running Astonish on this Pokemon, which is going to be a little bit better. I was kind of thinking of going for Confusion just because there are a lot of fighting type Pokemon around here as well, like the Annihilate or like the Poliwrath. For Annihilate, you're going to still do very super effective damage anyway with Astonish, so it doesn't really matter. And otherwise here we're gonna see already Astonish is kind of nice. Astonish definitely is a cool move, a little bit like faster with like 3 to 4 turns compared to Confusion. So first game we're actually able to win, but of course we were a little bit lucky in the beginning. Next opponent, we're going to have a lead here that is going to be kind of bad for our backline, but it's actually okay later on, because as soon as the opponent debuffs himself, like both Shadow Claw as well as Astonish is going to be great for this. Of course, we have our our normal Registeel here in the lead, our rank 1 variant in terms of the IV spread. There is no better IV spread that you can get at the current time, at least, as soon as you might be able to get a 0 IV variant of this one, maybe for like the next Hoenn tour where this might be available in the wild. It's going to be maybe better to get something with a 0 attack, but right now this is the best IV spread possible. Honestly, interesting enough, here we're going to encounter a Zygarde. I would have really liked to have our Astonish user of the Tapu Lele against this Pokemon, but Ice Beam is still going to chunk quite a bit, being double super effective against this one, being a very great force. We will be able to now realign. We're going to see that they're going to have Poliwrath in the back, which is kind of annoying, especially as we don't run Confusion, but still we're going to get off most likely two, actually only gonna get off 1 move here against the opponent, but we can go into our Tapu Lele, which should get to a Psyshock fairly fast, and so we can let this move go through. We can see that the opponent goes for the Scald, gonna get the attack drop, which is a little bit annoying, but doesn't really matter because he swap out anyway. And now in comes the Magnezone. Maybe I should went for the bait here instead, maybe I should went for the debuff instead, because as you're gonna see here right now, they're gonna put us into range where they can just go ahead and go for the Mirror Shot and put us into range where they can farm us down. And so now they're going to have a ton of energy, and we have to kind of hope that we don't get a debuff here with the first Mirror Shot, which we are not going to get, and we have to hope that this Nature's Madness is going to be enough to knock them out. If this is going to be the case, we're most likely going to be able to win. It's barely not enough, and we are going to lose this game as the opponent can still go for a move. Good game there, but we can move on to the next one. Next opponent coming through, we're going to have an Empoleon in the lead. Great lead for us. We're going to be able to resist now the fast move, so it's even better for us. And they're going to run Hydreigon here in the back, which is kind of funny and kind of spicy. This Pokemon could learn Flash Cannon, but it does not really have it here, as Brutal Swing is also still going to be neutral. But we can now go for the Nature's Madness. I really hope that they're going to let this move go through, which they decide to do so, which is great for us, because if they decide to go for a shield, I think they would have been able to realign in the 2-shield scenario, because our fast move is going to be resisted, and so it's not really a great matchup for us, even though we're in a clear type advantage. It is kind of mad, honestly. If Tapu Lele gets a better fast move, this Pokemon would be great. Right now, I think it's like a rank 550 or something, so it's not really ideal. I still kind of want to take a look at this Pokemon in the Master League, because I feel like it has way more potential there, especially with Astonish and the meta that's currently around. But I still have to get a better one. Actually, I have the XL candy already, but I didn't even get a shiny, and I did like over 100 raids the last time this Pokemon was available already as a shiny. And yeah, I still definitely kind of need to do some raids for this thing. But right now, we're going to just take a look at the Ultra League. Tomorrow, we're going to get the Zorud event as well. Not too sure if I'm going to be able to see if I get a good Zorud already tomorrow, because the tasks, if you have seen it already, are quite a bit that you have to do. You have to walk like 5 kilometers, you have to do like a lot of tasks and whatever, so it's going to be a little bit tricky to get it all, but maybe I'm going to try to do my best tomorrow already, but I can't really say if I'm going to do it. Tomorrow there's going to be a stream, because I have like another sponsored segment as well for this, but I'm tomorrow going to do some battles on stream, so definitely check this one out as well, when it's going to be live around like 3 to 4 p.m. like Central European time, so definitely stay tuned for this. Gonna do some nice builds for the Master League for sure first, and yeah, definitely stay tuned for this. But otherwise, we're gonna see here the Feraligatr being able to go for the Hydro Cannon, knock out the Penguin, and we can move on to the next one. Ninetales in the lead, a great lead for us here, which is going to, like, honestly, like, Registeel was by far the MVP. Registeel was so good for us. We're gonna be able to go for the Zap Cannon. I want to go for the movie actually a little bit further, like, faster already, but it is what it is. We can still get off here, and we're gonna get the debuff as well. As I swap out into the Scrafty, we're forced to go for a charge move first, because otherwise it's going to be a little bit tricky for us later on. I could have also decided to go ahead and go for just the swap immediately and just went for the Nature's Madness, which guarantees a knockout. But with this, we would be maybe in a spot where they can align themselves, like, because they're going to generate energy a little bit faster than we do, and they need a little bit less energy in general. Maybe they would be able to do it in a 2-shield scenario. But like this, Psyshock was already enough to knock them out, and we can see them trying to knock us out, which is totally okay. We can go back into a Registeel, we can see that they're swapping out into a Gliscor, and I'm forced to go for this charge move here, because we don't have the switch clock up yet, and so I can swap into my Feraligatr. Just one more Hydro Cannon is all it takes to knock them out, and they decide to go ahead and go for the Night Sash. And they also still have a shield, and of course they're going to use a shield here, because actually, like, this was supposed to be a CMP in the first one, but I guess we just lagged again. But this is a thing as well, which I kind of find sad for the videos that I do. You don't really see a lot of times the lag that I encountered. I actually get the boost. I didn't even see this when I played the battles, which is kind of funny. But you don't really see the lag, because the gameplay is sped up, and like when you speed up the gameplay, basically the frames that you drop are kind of not really visible in the games itself. Here you see like a little bit of a drop there, for example, but like it's not as crazy, for example, as like how you actually encounter it in the game, just because the games are sped up. And it is just kind of unfortunate to not really showcase it like this. But if I say the game was basically unplayable, the game was basically unplayable. Doesn't really matter. We don't get the debuff here again with Zap Cannon, which is really unfortunate, because I was a little bit scared here that they might be able to still win this game, but Weather Ball is not enough, and so we can go for the Focus Blast to knock them out. Still a very good game, and they nearly came back from this one. Very well played by the opponent. We can move on to the next one. This was actually the first battle that I battled, I think, here. And we're gonna see a Roserade coming in. Honestly, like, the results that I did with this team were not even that bad so far. I think we're currently 3-1. And I'm complaining about the game. I don't really complain about the results. We actually were able to win quite a lot of them, but it was just not really enjoyable for me to play. Here we're gonna see actually a very spicy pick with the Roserade. We're going to be able to get the debuff here quite nicely, as well as now the Weather Ball is not going to do as much damage. And we can here try to go for the Focus Blast. You see already the lag again. The opponent gets a free fast move in because of this. Great job there. Like, the game was really bad. But we can see here that I tried to catch a move. I want to try to catch a move. Most likely I'm going to try to catch a move next year, trying to swap out into my Feraligatr. But now they could just go for the bait and then go for like a Leaf Storm or something, and I'm forced to use 2 shields. So let's see what they're going to do. They're going to definitely have some energy stored now, and they're swapping out into the Snorlax. Like, this game was also one of them where it was like, it's so clunky, and you still see it sometimes here a little bit as well. You see, like, it takes a little bit until the Feraligatr starts with its fast move again after the charge move, which is a little bit annoying, and it's just also not really playable. But again, for me, this is only really for friendly battles right now. Go Battle League is totally fine. I don't really mind it too much. Go Battle League I played today as well and went really positive. Team for the team that I actually played today and also played yesterday to climb, like, I think 200 or 300 points already, going to be up tomorrow. Interesting Pokemon for sure. You're going to see it. You're going to see the team for sure there. It's going to be great. But yeah, here we're going to see Cresselia. Cresselia is going to be a Pokemon that I want to go for the Zapcan here. I don't know if the lag might there as well, but we had some clunkiness in there as well, where like the charge move didn't come up immediately. Maybe it mattered, most likely not. But now at least we're gonna do some super effective damage with Astonish on Tapu Lele against the opponent, which will allow us to do just a little bit more damage against them. We can go for the Psyshock, which hopefully gonna force a shield from them. But now I'm gonna go for a play that is very smart, usually at least, because I haven't Psyshock stored now. I know that I would usually most likely lose the MP against the Roserade, so I go straight for the Psyshock. But turns out they didn't swap out, and I did not really understand why. And Roserade has a move stored, so we would lose this game, but they didn't go for it, and so I win this game. So good game there. I should have lost this game, but it is what it is. This is actually the battle that made me kinda quit for today. Playing the battle, like playing the game, because we're gonna see it here hopefully as well. I don't know if it was actually as bad as it kind of felt like, at least playing, but like everything is always so clunky right now. It is just not really fun to play. But what we're gonna see as well, like the opponent plays great, I don't really want to take anything away from the opponent. I know they battle me quite often as well for those videos, which I really appreciate, and I know that this is a very strong battler that knows exactly what they're doing. But I really wanted to try to swap out here now into my Registeel. I was fairly certain I would be able to swap out here, and you see like a little bit of a frame drop. This was basically twice as much when I actually battled, and like I was not able to swap out in time, and I feel like I should have been able to do so. Maybe I should have not, maybe it wasn't, but like on my side at least, it looked like that the switch clock was just up and I would have been able to catch the move onto my Registeel. If I did this, I would have had a Feraligatr with 2 charge moves stored and the Registeel aligned against the Goddess support. Like this, I'm going to have the Registeel aligned against a Buzzball. I don't have the 2 charge moves in the back, and this game is basically over at this point as well, and I was just, yeah, typing down some tweets as well about how the game state is just annoying me at this point, and so this is going to be also kind of it for this video. Tapu Lele is still trying its best here, trying to hang on, but it's not going to be enough. It needs a better fast move. Like, Tapu Lele has a lot of potential, like the typing is great, Gardevoir typing, but if it gets a better fast move like Fairy Wind or something, it would have been great. Here again, great play by the opponent, catching the move. Kinda necessary most likely, but still well played there. Let's move on here to the end of the video. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, feel free to leave a like, and I see you then. Bye bye.